All right, so come on in here, Heather. I've got two controls experts here. We're going to talk about 3 levels of our control panels. So Insight Partners has a controls group, Insight Controls, and we build and program and engineer and design control systems for specific applications. Some of the applications are
So we do a lot of controls for hotels and all that do the outside air, and we'll put a lot of our reliable panels in there because we try not to sell any controls that don't fit the customer's needs. So we try to meet their price point and their capabilities that we need out of controls.
so you don't want to overdo it.
We don't want to overdo it. We don't want to oversell. We want to meet the customer's needs where they need to be.
So a makeup air unit on a hotel, is a great
mostly,
application for this type of controller.
Correct. We'll eventually label our controller depending on what the output needs of the controller of the unit are. We have a touch screen here that's color, allows you to see all the inputs and outputs from the unit while you're working on it.
Nice.
And so, you get indicator lights depending on what the outputs are doing and stuff like that.
You can fill this out so
we
they
can
know
fill
what
that
the
out so they know what it
inputs
is.
and outputs are.
Correct.
That's usually important. And you can monitor this remotely, right?
We can monitor that remotely.
One of the things we could do with all our controls is monitor them remotely.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Correct. We usually have cradle points out in the field, and we allow them to contact back us, and we put it up on a server so not only that we can see it, but the customer can see it as well.
All right. What's our next level here? Robert, you want to talk a little bit about it, or?
Or here I can. Yeah, so I was actually going to jump in too with the reliables. So something I love, I'm actually bidding them with a school soon. And something that they have that other control manufacturers don't have is they have a 5-year warranty on all their parts and pieces. So in other words, this all here has a 5-year warranty on it. Now, something else that Reliable does that's unheard of, I've never found this anywhere else, is they will repair any controller since the inception of the company. So the company was founded in 1985, and if you have a controller out there from 1985 and they can repair it, they will repair it for
Wow.
you. I mean, I've never had better product support
That
from
is
a
service.
company in my entire life. It's actually mind-blowing. And it's great for schools and things like that. Governments don't have a ton of money, so you can fix it for usually less than the shipping costs and put your controller back in. I mean, I just can't say enough good things about it.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the next level? What are we going to talk about next?
So we have our other 2 options that we sell. This one is a tritium-based ISMA controller. We've had a lot of good luck with it. It fits in mostly for makeup air applications with wheels and things like that. Very similar with the terminal blocks. We label them. It labels and so that it matches with what's in the unit, so you can actually put it
Nice.
in and wire it directly to the unit that way. It's got an independent power supply. We've got a switch in here so that we can plug in a cradle point and the customer can plug in their own front end if they'd like to.
So
Power isolated and all that.
I love it. So I think one of the things that really separates a controls company from another is their experience and their knowledge, their engineering capabilities, their application knowledge. I could buy these bits and pieces and put them together, but it's useless because I don't know how to program it. I have some controls experience, but so like the point I'm trying to make if you're watching is make sure who you're working with. It's not the controller hardware. That's an important part of it, but it's really the knowledge behind it in terms of the intent of the application design and then the tolerance you have of the design. Thank you, Chris Adams. Intent and tolerances. That's what he always says. So good. Okay.
And last of all, we have our tritium-based controls here. We have not only a battery backup, we have our tritium panel, we have a receptacle, but then we flip it open, and this is where we wire into our control system here.
Nice.
Similar type setup. Everything's labeled. You just wire it into the side, and this is meant to fit in a unit. They basically build in a spa, which is a special order for each one, and it has a compartment that's just big enough, and we can drop these controllers in and wire directly to it, usually within a day, and have it up and running.
Got it. Very nice.
Something that's really nice with the Tritium panel is all the different drivers you can get and all the third-party devices you can integrate with. So, right, if we find different systems out there in the field and we need to integrate with them, we just pull them into this Tritium device and we ask the customer what they want. Hey, do you want to pull this in? What can we do with this? And we look and see what drivers are out there and we say, okay, it has the capability to do X, Y, and Z, and we can do this for you. Would you like us to do this? I mean, I'd say Tritium offers what, maybe, I mean, it's got to be hundreds of drivers. I mean,
Yeah, for third
the
party.
capabilities are endless with Tritium Jace. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nice. Some of the applications we do, hotels we mentioned,
Yep.
natatoriums,
Absolutely. We do a lot of surgery suites.
surgery suites,
Yeah.
grow rooms are big
Grow
for
rooms
us.
are big for us. Yeah.
Very
so,
challenging. If you're working on a grow room, please find an expert. We go into a
Absolutely.
lot of grow rooms to help because we learned through experience. We've been doing it for a long time now. So if you're working on a grow room and you're an engineer or even an owner or a contractor, please get with somebody. You're welcome to get with us, insightUSA.com. We have a whole page dedicated to controls and talks about what we do. We're glad to have a initial consultation around the grow room you're working on. We've done that plenty of times, so hit us up and we'll talk to you. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
Great job.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.